Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the Crochet Bazaar. Today we are going to be making a chunky beanie. And I'm also going to be teaching you how to crochet. First off, you're going to need an 11.5mm hook and some chunky yarn that is about 9mm. You're going to want to take your hook and your yarn, you're going to want to wrap it around the hook and tie it to the hook, making sure to pull away from the hook in order to leave the loop nice and loose. I know a lot of people normally use what is called a slip knot, but this is how I've been doing it for years, so we're gonna ignore those people for today. See how it's nice and loose on the hook? You can pull it back and forth, no problem. Alright, so now you're gonna wanna wrap around your hook and pull through the first loop. Just like that. And that is what's called a chain stitch. Now wrap around, pull through the loop, and keep on going just like that. And you're gonna wanna keep going just like that for 16. Make sure you count. That is the most important part of crochet, is to know how to count. If you don't know how to count, go back to elementary school. And 16. Now you're gonna wanna pull your chain so that it's going away from your hook. You're going to want to insert your hook into the second chain from your hook. Hold that and wrap the yarn around, and then pull through the one loop, aka your chain stitch. You're going to have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap around and pull through those 2 loops. And that's what's called a single crochet. Now don't worry if you can't get your hook into the chain initially. It is very hard considering the fact that the chains are gonna be tight. But you're gonna wanna keep doing that exact same process all the way down your chain. So you're gonna wanna put your hook through, wrap around, pull through the chain, wrap around, pull through those 2 loops, and keep going all the way down. Initially, you're most likely going to need 2 hands to pull your yarn through those loops, and that is totally okay. Over the years, you'll learn how to hold the hook properly in the yarn, and you'll learn how to do it a little bit faster, just over time. Now, at the end of your single crochet row, you're going to want to chain 1. So you're going to want to wrap your yarn around your hook and pull through. Now you're going to want to flip your project over and insert your hook into the first single crochet space. So not the chain you just made, the single crochet space. You're going to want to insert your hook, wrap around, pull through 2. You should have 2 loops on your hook, wrap around, pull through those last 2. Now you're going to want to do that exact same thing all the way down the row. So for the purposes of today's video, since I am showing you how to do all the basic stitches, I'm going to be showing you how to do a double crochet and a triple crochet. You're not going to need them for this beanie pattern, but we'll do it anyway, just so that you know how to do it. Alright, so you're going to want to wrap your yarn around your hook first. You'll have 2 loops. Put it through the stitch, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around, pull through all 3. That is what's called a half double crochet. You'll notice it's about the same size as a single crochet, but it is a bit thicker. Now you're going to want to wrap around, put it through, wrap around, pull it through 2. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap around, pull through all 3 of those loops. It might be a little bit tough, but you can do it. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to do a double crochet. Wrap around, put it through your stitch, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull it through 2. You should have 2 loops on your hook, wrap around, pull it through 2. It might be a little bit tough to get it between those 3 stitches, but you can do it. Trust me. Now let's do that again. Wrap around, put it through, wrap around, pull it through 2, wrap around, pull it through 2, wrap around, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. You can see it is a little bit taller than your single crochet, but some patterns will ask you for that instead. So this is a triple crochet. Wrap around twice, put through the stitch, put through the stitch, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around, pull through 2. You can see I'm struggling a bit here. Wrap around, pull through 2. And that is a triple crochet. It is almost 3 times as tall as your single crochet. Wrap around twice, put it through the stitch, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around, pull through 2, and wrap around, pull through 2. Alright, now back to our actual pattern. So you're going to want to continue to do your single crochets all the way down the row. Alright, so at the end of your row, don't forget to do that chain. Wrap around and pull through. Now you should be at about 3 rows. So you're going to want to do this for another 32 rows. I know that's a lot, but that's 35 rows in total. You can count from the bottom by looking at the pattern from the bottom. You can see that there is a clear 1 single crochet space along the bottom. That means you're on an odd number. If you can see that there's not that space and you just see the chain, that means you're on an even number. So you can see that I have very little yarn left. So I'm going to show you how to switch colors without showing that little yarn tail. So you're going to put it through, pull up a loop, be very careful with putting it down, and grab your other yarn. Alright, you're going to want to take your new yarn, wrap that yarn around your hook, and pull it through those 2 loops. Being very careful not to let go of the yarn. Now you're going to want to take your 2 little yarn tails and tie them together. Now once you have your yarn tails tied together just like that, you're going to want to put your hook into the next stitch, making sure to push those yarn tails down, wrap it around your hook, and pull through. And then wrap around and pull through 2, just like you would do a normal single crochet. Now in the next one, you're going to want to wrap around and pull through, pushing those yarn tails down into your project. This is how you crochet around the yarn tails, making it so that when you get all the way down the row, the yarn tail will not show. Now you're going to want to keep going and do those 32 rows. If you manage to somehow pull it so that your hook falls out of the loops, don't worry, don't freak out. Just gently put your hook back into the loops and continue going. I know it may seem a little bit scary the first time when you pull your hook out of the loops accidentally, but I do it all the time and I've been doing this for years. So trust me, just continue to keep going. Now once you have your 35 rows done, you're going to want to fold your project in half, and I'm going to teach you how to do what is called a slip stitch all the way down. Just all the way down that. The first thing you want to do is you want to chain 1 at the end of your row, and then you're going to want to stick your hook through the back loop of the first stitch from your hook. The first single crochet stitch. And then you're going to want to put your hook through the first chain stitch on the opposite side. Wrap around, pull through all 3 loops. Just like that. Back up the single crochet stitch, through the chain loop, wrap around, pull through all 3 loops. Now a slip stitch can also be in 1 stitch. You just wrap around and pull through all the loops on your hook. That is what a slip stitch is. It's to make sure that you don't gain really any height while also tying the yarn into your project. This is good for when you're combining granny squares, or really when you're combining anything. That way you don't actually need what is called a yarn needle, which are available at your local craft store for about $1, but like, this is just so that you don't gotta spend that extra $1. Once you're finished with your last slip stitch, you're going to want to chain 1. Wrap your yarn around your hook and pull through. That is just to make sure that you double knot. So you're gonna wanna pull as like about a foot or 2 of yarn. You're probably not gonna need that much, but that's just to make sure. And snip. Alright, so you're gonna grab your yarn, you're gonna pull through, and that is pull all the way through. All the way. Just keep going. Just all the way through. All the way. There you go. And then pull that tight, and that is going to double knot it. Alright, now take your yarn, grab your hook, insert into the first stitch next to your slip stitches, and pull through. And you're going to want to weave that yarn back and forth all the way around the top of the hat. So now you're all the way around your hat, back to your slip stitches. You're going to want to grab that yarn, and here's where the magic happens. Pull it super tight, all the way. Keep going until you can't pull anymore. Now take your yarn, put your hook into a stitch, probably close to your yarn. It might be a little bit tough to get it in there just because the project is now a little bit squished. But you can do it, trust me. I did it, and it took a little bit of time, but I did it. And now you're gonna wanna pull your yarn through that stitch. So now you have a loop on your hook. You're gonna take your yarn, wrap around, and pull through. That's gonna double knot it. You're gonna wanna pull that nice and tight. And there we go. It should be nice and tied to your project. If you want to make sure that it is secure, you can put it through another stitch. And you can double knot it again. And now your beanie should be pretty much done. Now we're gonna hide that yarn tail. So we're gonna cut it a little bit shorter. I originally just started weaving it in, not thinking that I needed to cut it, but you're gonna wanna cut that yarn tail to about 4 to 6 inches. Just make it a little bit shorter. And you're gonna wanna weave it through your slip stitches. It's gonna be a little bit tough to get your hook through your slip stitches, but you can do it. Just weave it through, back and forth. Now, when you cut your yarn, don't just throw out your yarn tails. You wanna keep your yarn tails. Get a bag or something and put your yarn tails in that bag. Trust me, this is a great way to both save money and have more yarn for other projects. And there we go. That is the finished beanie. Make sure to like this video if you like the patterns that I make and if you want to see more weekly projects. And I'll see you guys some other time. Yeah. Bye.